Hi again, everyone. Uh, Tonight, I'd like to talk about um, Hamlet and Francis Bacon's perhaps um, somewhat hidden meaning of Scene One, Part One, a hidden meaning in Hamlet. Going forward, I do want to start creating videos again. I do want to make, maybe 2 to 3 videos related to Shakespeare, Bacon, classical literature, and other topics. Um, so as I was rereading part one, Act One, Scene One of Hamlet, I began to see, the word peace as in uh, calmness, Peace, peace as in a piece, when Horatio says a piece of him, particular, partisan. So I was wondering perhaps maybe Bacon was writing about atoms, particles. And I haven't read all of really hardly any of Bacon's scientific works, but I have read a lot of his literary works. Uh, and so I began to search for a piece where Bacon might have written something on atoms. And so then I saw in his book Wisdom of the Ancients that he interpreted the myth of Cupid as uh, as a force, as the force of love that binds or attracts atoms. So atoms was not a new concept during Bacon's time. The ancient rishis of India developed the concept millennia ago. The ancient Greeks also had the concept of atoms. But it's possible. So not only do we now have to start interpreting Bacon's works uh, kind of on a physical level, the act of the play, a psychological level, the thoughts and motives of the characters, a spiritual level, and most of my videos have related to that, but maybe also on a scientific level now, as far as the play itself. Now, there are many videos on YouTube that show the kind of the scientific discoveries behind the scenes, or the geometric parts of the plays behind the scenes. But I'm also wondering if Bacon wrote about scientific discoveries within, or science theories within the play itself, using his play on words. So in his analysis of Cupid, again, he says that Cupid represents love, the force of love, and that it is this force that binds atoms together. And in Sri Yukteswar's The Holy Science, he says there is an intelligence that orders atoms around, and that essentially this intelligence is the Christ or Krishna intelligence, which is filled also with love. So again, this has a resonance with other teachings as well. So as I was looking through first scene, first act, um, with regards to love, at the end of the scene, Horatio says, and also again Horatio, part ratio, a piece of, or particulars. Uh, says, should we inform Hamlet, as it is rightful in our love to do, and it is our duty because of our love to do. So I don't know if I'm rambling or pulling at straws, but Bacon could be writing about the atomic theory in the first scene of Hamlet. And Sri Yukteswar, also in his Holy Science, says atoms are essentially what creates illusion. What we see as nature, what we see as the outside world, is composed of atoms. And he says that it is through divine love that you can see the illusion of 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 atoms. So there's some resonance, between or among many traditions as far as atomic theory, the principle of divine love ordering atoms and going beyond atoms in order to see their illusory nature. So Horatio even says, I think in Act 1, Scene 1, stay illusion, when he's referring to the ghost. So there are a lot of bits and pieces in Act 1, Scene 1, where it is just possible that Bacon is writing about atomic theory, and that love is the force that controls the atoms and also supersedes the atoms. So those are just some of my thoughts on Hamlet, on Act 1, Scene 1. Again, I may have missed some points that I'm trying to think of here, but well, and one of the reasons too, one point I do want to make is the reason Cupid is blind is, I think it's twofold. It's that the atoms do blind us to the real spiritual nature of things, but it's also a universal love. So there is no particular. So love, and the love I think that Bacon wants us to seek and search, is the divine love, not human love. I've mentioned this before in some other videos. And again, that's just my interpretation. Although I think that interpretation can be validated from some of his other works. And if you look at the end of Anatomy of Melancholy, he writes about pursuing divine love versus human love. And also, which I had not noticed before, just as a side note, Burton, the supposed author of the Anatomy of Melancholy, refers directly to Sir Francis Bacon at the end of his works. And he also ends his treatise, his Anatomy of Melancholy, in that pyramid style, much like how Francis Bacon ends many of his works. I had not noticed that before. So those are just some of my thoughts on Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 1. Please let me know what you think. I could be crazy, but that could be there. I will see you guys later this week. I'm going to explore some other topics and some other Shakespeare plays. All right, thank you. Good night.